What's up, everyone? Thralls of Metal here again.
Just kidding, guys. I didn't want to scare ya. It's me, Shredlord. Come on in for another album review here at Thralls of Metal. Today, we're going to be doing a Screaming Toilet review. Now, Screaming Toilet is a multimedia website for all your video, movie, music, entertainment needs. ScreamingToilet.com. Today, we have been blessed by Screaming Toilet with a banger of an album by a band from Lima, Peru called Apocryphus. Apocryphus, from what I've gathered, is a band that was formed in 2014 under the guise Screaming Fetus. For some reason or another, Screaming Fetus did not work out, or they decided to change the name in 2016 to Apocryphus, and currently have one album that was put out originally through Black Legion Records, and then re-released by Self-Made Gods. Because, damn it, the world needs to hear this album. First of all, the album cover, if you can see it. Pretty cool. Nothing incredibly special. Just some skull men here with some weapons and some people on the ground like, oh, please don't hurt me. And they're like, fuck you, I'll do what I want because I'm a skull man. Somewhat intimidating, your typical metal album. Get into the opening track. Very reminiscent of a Randy Bly Lamb of God thing. It is a creepy speech given with a mid-range solemn voice talking about, you know, this is not such and such and blah, blah, blah. But I made it sound cheesy, but it actually is a lot cooler than it is. And it sets the album off pretty nicely, actually, and goes right into the track Howling with the Wolf. And right from the get-go, I noticed a few things here. This is a immediate mash of death meets a little bit of Sepultura meets Morbid Angel. And maybe a dash of Pestilence in there for a little seasoning. Right from the opening track of this album, I was pretty blown away by a number of things. Number one, the musicianship is really, really good. You know, being a musician myself, I think that's one thing that any musician will tell you is that they probably 9 times out of 10 will judge a lot of what they listen to by the quality of maybe the instrument that they play or the execution of the band as a whole. So right away I noticed that everything sounded really good from an execution standpoint. The production was done really well, and immediately I was drawn in to think that it was leprosy, spiritual healing kind of era death riffs and some vibes going on here with the other appropriate band seasonings as well thrown in there. And I just kept listening to this album and listening, and song after song after song, damn, this is good, man. Like, I totally understand why Self-Made God went out and re-released this album, because it is fucking melodic death metal. It is thrashy. It is energetic. There's even a track, I forget the name of it. Let me look on the back here. It is Apocryphal Roads, and it is a classical guitar piece. And it's a beautiful classical guitar piece because it's not just senseless noodling on a classical instrument. There's actually movements within the song, and there's all sorts of good dynamics that really make this its own individual track versus just, here, we've done something really heavy, let's throw you a curveball and play you something clean, and here, you know, just fuck it, hit record, whatever you want to do. Like, that wasn't the vibe I got at this track at all. It was very well thought out and very well executed and really pretty in a nice way to break up some of the heaviness, like the track named after the band, Apocryphus. That song kicks ass. Actually, maybe my 3 favorite on the whole album are the last 3 tracks. Apocryphus, Battlefield, and State of Depression. It just keeps getting better and better and better as the album goes on for me. And I remember when I listened to this the first time, I came back and I was telling Necrotic, I was like, you know, when someone gives you an album, first of all, someone tells you, hey man, check this out, right? You don't know what you're going to get. It could be a mixed bag, you know? So I don't always have the highest expectations for when a stranger tells me to listen to something that I've never heard of before at all. And I was so pleasantly surprised, because these guys are an incredibly talented group of dudes from Peru who blend a lot of my favorite bands together into a kick-ass album. Like, for a band that's been around for 5 or 6 years, I look forward to hoping they're putting out something. Now, this was in 2019, this was originally released, but I'm hoping they put out something else again soon. I would think that maybe they would have at least an EP or some kind of extra material for being out this long. And I'd be interested to see if they have any more live material or any kind of stuff that I can check out, because if they put something out again, I'll definitely be on the lookout for it, and I'll definitely pick it up. This was an amazingly fun listen. The leads were very reminiscent of Chuck Schuldiner. There's 2 different guitar players playing off each other. Vocally, it has a very Morbid Angel vibe to it. Musically, I get that Sepultura death vibe again, and it's just a fun listen, because it takes a lot of the things that I hold near and dear to my heart and made a hell of a blend. These songs could be on a gruesome album. There's riffs that could be on death albums and stuff. And it was very impressive for a band I heard nothing about. So overall, I give this a 4 out of 5. I strongly recommend that if you are a fan of any of the bands that I discussed here during this review, that you do yourself a favor, and it is on Apple Music. I have Apple Music, and this was very easy to find. Just make sure you type in the band name correctly, but this is a fucking amazing listen. And like I said, if you're a fan of any of the bands that I mentioned previously, you owe yourself a favor to check this album out, because 9 times out of 10, I think you're gonna dig the shit out of it. So excellent job, guys. And I look forward to anything else these motherfuckers are putting out in the future, and you should too. So, if you like my review, and you have not already, please hit the like and subscribe button. That way it helps us out, and it helps you out by notifying you of when we release videos, because we do cool shit like this all the time. Also, if you really want to be up our asses, which we hope you do, you can hit the bell button as well. And literally every time we do it, which is usually every day around noon, you'll get a little notification on your phone saying, Thralls release something new, Thralls release something new, Thralls release something new, Thralls release something new. So if you want to be in our butts as much as we want to be in your butts, that's a lot of butts, do that. So, thank you for paying attention. Thank you for watching. I'm Shredlord, and as always, we'll see you next time. Wakanda forever.